Broadcom here on the daily chart. What are we looking at? Well, first off, we see an indecision candle printed in here today. So you got those nice long wicks coming out of here. We ended red. We actually opened at 233.94, believe it or not. Only stayed up there for what, like 2 minutes before we dropped back down, hit that low of 227.5, and then crawled back higher. We actually closed today at 232. We hit a high of 237.93 in here. So we did actually close lower than what we opened, but all in all, we are up about $9.57 from yesterday's trading session. So what are we seeing in here? Well, support, we're going to draw it right at that 227.5 mark from that low we hit today, because back in January 31st trading session, that was actually our high that clocked in. So 227.5, that's going to be an area of support for us. Resistance wise, it's not going to be that the high of today, that 237.93. We're going to make it a nice whole number, 240 up in here, because as you can see in the past, that was kind of an area of resistance for us a couple times back in December, and then heading into January had some trouble as well. So 240 and then that 227.5 range is what we're going to be looking at. Now, above the 240 range, it's going to be 244. That's going to be the top of our trend line here on our wedge. Below that 227.5, it's going to be the 210 area, and that's going to start to mash up nicely here with that lower trend line here on our wedge. RSI, we don't have to worry about. 56, don't have to worry about being overbought, oversold yet, kind of just right in the middle, and that lines up perfectly with the indecision candle that we placed in here today on the daily chart. Now, what are we looking at in the options chain? Well, IV rank in here is about 69, so you got some good juice in here on your premiums. $6 expected move by this Friday. You also have around a $15 expected move by the February monthlies. March 6th, you have earnings coming up in here. So we're going to see if we can start to get a run going up into earnings probably in the next 3 weeks or so. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then your March expiration is pricing in around a $30 expected move. So big moves coming up in here, or that's what the traders are pricing in, that is coming up in here, and AVGO. And again, we're just going to watch this channel in between 227.5 and the 240s going forward here on the daily chart. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.